What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, okay, making her debut on the channel tonight, we have Nina Simone. Yes, indeed. How about that? Nina Simone making her debut on the channel. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from JFK, and this is actually one of JFK's 3 prioritized requests for the month of October for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So, there you go, JFK. Hope you enjoy the show, man. JFK wanted to see me react to this. It is Nina Simone with a song called Sinnerman. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, yeah, I've heard this song before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Chacho MG, okay? And the video has 38 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Nina Simone, Sinnerman. That's all I got. I guess that's all we need. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Oh, Sinnerman, where you gonna run to? Sinnerman, where you gonna run to? Where you gonna run to? All on that day, will I run to the rock? Please hide me and run to the rock. Please hide me and run to the rock. Please hide me, Lord, all on that day. But the rock cried out, I can't hide you, the rock cried out. I can't hide you, the rock cried out. I ain't gonna hide you down. All on that day, I said, rock, what's the matter with you, rock? Don't you see I need you, rock? Lord, 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 all on that day, so I ran to the river.
Yeah, I see what they're doing.
It was bleeding around to the sea. It was bleeding around to the
Down
sea.
to 6 this time.
It was bleeding all on that day, so I ran to the river. It was boiling around to the sea. It was boiling around to the sea. It was boiling
6.
all on that day, so I ran to the Lord. Please hide me, Lord. Don't you see me praying? Don't you see me down here praying? But the Lord said, go to the devil. The Lord said, go
I like the progression. It's simple, but it's very effective. Okay, so it's following a simplified blues format. Instead of your typical, okay, when people think of blues, typically, and this is not the be all end all, okay? When people talk about blues, everybody immediately associates blues with your 12-bar blues, right? That's what people normally do. The thing is, blues doesn't have to follow a 12-bar format. It can follow an 8-bar format. I've heard blues follow a 6-bar format. I mean, I've played a song. I forgot what the name of the song was. I played it in college. But it was a 6-bar blues format. It was so weird, but it worked. It did work. It was just, you had to find it. Like, we had to play it several times before it finally clicked with us, like, oh, now we get it. But it took a while. It's like playing a funk in 3. In 3/4, not in 4/4, in 3/4. It took a while before it finally clicked with the whole band, and we all went, oh, there it is. There's the groove. Now we see it.
Oh, I get it. Oh, very cute.
Same thing here. It's following an 8-bar blues format, but their chordal progression is really unique. It never goes up. It's always going down from the root. So we're on the root. I believe we're in C. Doom. Yeah, I believe we're in C. Okay, so C, we're in C, and then we go down to the minor 7. We go down 2 semitones, down to the B flat, and then we go back up to the C again. And then we go down to the 6. We skip the 7 and go to the minor 6, which would be the A flat, and then back up to the root again. But we never go from the root upwards. We always are going down. So C for 2 measures, B flat for 2 measures, C for 2 measures. Now here's where things get interesting. That's 6 bars. Now we go down to A flat for 1 measure and resolving back on the root for the 8th measure. So C, C, B flat, C, C, A flat, C flat. It's really interesting, and it's working really well. The main reason it's working so well, and I'm not saying this because I'm biased, I'm saying this because this is how it's sounding to me. The reason it's working so well is what the bass player is doing. The bass player is staying with the root, the 3rd, and the 5th. Pretty much, that's all he's doing. 1, 3, 5, 1, 5. 1, 3, 5, 1, 3. 1, 5, 3, 1. Always staying within those 3 notes, though. No matter where they go, he's staying within those 3 notes. Root, 3rd, 5th. And I think that's one of the reasons why it's translating so well, why it's being interpreted so well. It's because of what the bass player is doing. The piano playing is nice, filling out the sound. I could definitely appreciate that. I love the drumming. Subtle. Very subtle. It almost sounds like he's playing with brushes. Very well could be. I wouldn't know unless I was to actually see video footage of him playing. Vocally, it's fitting the song. It's almost got like a Jamaican reggae type of feel to the vocal approach, vocal style. I like it. We're definitely having a mesh here. We're having kind of a Latin feel within the music, following an 8-bar blues format, following a reggae-style vocal approach. We're really having a meeting of the minds here, really having a meshing of multiple worlds, and I'm digging it. I'm digging the tune. I love the fact that it's an upbeat tempo, too. We're going at a fast pace here. I'm liking this. I'm actually, believe it or not, I know I'm not sitting here going, oh my God, making a whole bunch of exaggerated faces. Guys, I don't do that. You know I don't do that, okay? I'm not here to win an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. I'm here to give you my honest opinion and to give you an honest reaction. And honestly, I'm enjoying this. I am enjoying this. So let's keep going. Let's see how this goes. Now we're staying on the root. Now we're vamping. vamping. Okay, we're vamping. We're staying on the same progression. We're staying on the C. We're staying on the C. We're staying on the C. We're just vamping right now. We're going to be looking for a cue, an audio cue. We're going to be looking for something that's going to signal we're moving on. Now, I'm willing to bet that's going to happen from one of two places. It's either going to happen from the vocals, which is very possible. The other place it could happen from is the drummer. The drummer's going to do, because right now the drummer's playing the exact same pattern the whole time during this whole vamping section. He's playing the same pattern. He's going to do an alternate pattern. He's going to do something, some kind of a fill, maybe a 2-measure, maybe even a 4-measure long fill to really signify, hey, everybody listen up, we're moving on. Ready? And pop. And then we're going to finish the fill and we're going to be on to the next section. I'm willing to bet it's going to be one of those two things. I don't know which, but it's going to be one of those two. Facebook is doing 158 now. Okay. Combination of drum fill, more of a layout for the first like half of it, and then coming in with a different fill, really being set up by the piano player more than anyone else. So that's interesting. That's it. I want to hear that again. Let me see how that worked. On that closed hi-hat. Guitar much more prominent in the mix now, not that the piano's out. Ooh, bass moving up an octave. Not for long, though. Bass player way up on the neck. Way up on the fretboard. Well, there's no frets. He's playing it upright. Comes back in with the piano. A single note. And the back behind the piano, just ever so lightly, you can hear the bass player just playing again, single note, just boom, boom, waits, boom, boom, just on the fifth. That's, man, it's subtle. I'm digging this, man. I'm really starting to dig this a lot. It's very jazz, but it's not just jazz though. You got Latin, you got blues, you got the reggae feel in there. You got so much happening in here. But the entrance and usage of instrumentation though is fantastic. Once the piano player set up the transitional fill, drummer finished it out, and then the drummer just goes onto that closed hi-hat. And then opening it up every once in a while, you know, type of thing, but very quickly closing it back up again just to get that little accent. Very smart and very light too. Opening up for the guitar, which is apparently has been there the whole time, but it's been overshadowed by the piano. Now that the piano's out, you can hear the guitar clear as day, coming in with those little 2-hit accents and slide, you know, and then slide, you know, type of thing. Just quick little, just 2 quick little accent hits, just to make its presence felt. Whole time, bass player still going up with the 1, the 5, the 8, the 5, the 1, the 5, the 8, the 5. Every once in a while, going up on the neck, way up on the neck to get that octave, but it doesn't stay there long before he comes back down and reestablishes the low end again. Loving that. Unless everybody's pretty much out, and it's just like the drummer and the bass player that every once in a while he'll go up on the octave, he'll stay up there for a little while before coming back down, just in time for the piano player to come back in. The entrance and exits of all these different voices, keeping things fresh, keeping things interesting, so that while we're doing this extended vamp session, things are still happening. The pieces are still moving. It's never coming to a standstill. It's not doldrums, where we're staying and playing for 64 measures the exact same thing with absolutely no change. That's when things start to get boring. That's when things start to get stale. That hasn't happened yet. And we're 5 minutes in. I didn't even look. 10-minute long song. Well, you know what? So far so good, and I'm not mad at it. I am definitely not mad at it. I'm enjoying it, so that's cool, man. No problem at all. Let's keep going here. Down. Now what? Oh yeah. Back on the hi-hat.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I ran to the river. It was boiling around to the sea. It was boiling around to the sea. It was boiling all on the day. So I ran to the Lord. I said, Lord, hide me. Please hide me. Please help me all on that day. He said, child, where were you when you ought to have been praying? Don't you know? No, 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 no. Don't you know I need you, Lord? Don't you know that I need you? Don't you know?
The suspense is killing me.
That I need you.
Okay. On the 5th, we're gonna resolve. False resolve. Nice. There we go. Accelerado to end it. Nice. Get a crack of the sticks together. Nice. Fun. A lot of fun. A lot of fun to listen to. A lot of fun to figure out. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Nina Simone with Sinnerman. This was a request from JFK. And this was actually one of JFK's 3 prioritized requests for the month of October for being a gold tier member on the Patreon page. So there you go, JFK. Hope you enjoyed the show, man. Wow, what a ride. What a ride. Let's just get to the score. Let's get to the score. And then I got a lot to talk about here. So I'm gonna try to keep this short, guys. I swear. I'm gonna try, but there's a lot to talk about. So just bear with me, all right?
I'm starting not to like you.
On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that an 8.8. Yep, 8.8. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, an 8.8. What does that mean? Well, an 8.8 would translate to a great scale rating, so I think overall, I think this was a great tune. It would also translate to 4 to 5 stars and an A letter grade. So there you go, an 8.8, great scale rating, 4 to 5 stars and an A letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. Okay, this song was fun. It was fun to listen to, it was fun to groove to, and it was fun to figure out. It wasn't too hard to figure out the chordal progression. Once you found out, okay, first of all, you had to break it down into phrasing. You know, how many measures in the phrase? Well, I figured it out pretty quick that we were in 8-measure phrase. From there, I was able to figure out that we were in an 8-bar blues format, but not necessarily following your typical, 1-4-5-1 blues. Instead, we were going 2 measures from the root, which I believe we were in C, 2 measures from the root on C, down to 2 measures on the minor 7, which would be the B flat, back up to the root for another 2 measures. Then from there, from the root down to the minor 6, which would be the A flat, for 1 measure, back up to the root to resolve, to finish out the 8-measure phrase for 1 more measure. So you had root for 2, 7 for 2, root for 2, 6 for 1 measure, and then back up to the root for the last measure. That's a very, okay, it's not your typical blues format. But like I said, when I do the reaction, when people say blues, people immediately put 12-bar blues in their mind, because that's the stereotypical blues format, right? That's what everybody thinks of. But guys, blues does not have to follow 12-bar blues. It doesn't have to. A lot of blues follows 8-bar format. I personally have played a blues song in 6-measure format. So, I mean, blues can go pretty much anywhere. But in this case, we're following an 8-bar format, which I thought was really cool. That's a little unusual. It's not your typical, format. But along with that, we also had a Latin feel happening within the drums and within the bass playing, and within the piano playing to some extent. Although I would say the piano playing was following more of a blues format, a blues feel, where the bass player and the drummer were really kind of following more of a Latin format, which was really nice. And they blended really well together. On top of that, you have a vocalization style following more of like a reggae format, which I thought was really nice and fit like a glove over the top of what was happening within the instrumentation. A lot of fun to listen to. What was really exciting for me was, okay, number one, the tempo. We were fast paced. We were cooking, boy. We were absolutely chugging along. And that's always fun, when you have a song that's just pushing, just really quick, upbeat, fast tempo. Liking that. What really kind of blew me away, though, is the fact that this is a 10-minute long song. Now, I'm not going to sit here and blow things out of proportion and say that time flew. I'm not going to say that. But I will say we were hitting for par, okay? So this was a 10-minute long song that felt like 10 minutes. It didn't feel like 15 or 18 or 20. It didn't drag. I never once looked at how much time was left in the song and went, oh God, we got so much time to still, get through this. There's so much time left, and God, when's this gonna be over? No, I never felt that. The entire 10 minutes, I was engaged. I was entertained at all times. I did a couple times wonder, okay, what's coming next? There were, like, when we were doing the vamping section, where we were just, it happened twice during the course of the song, where we just stayed on C for a while to let the vocals really kind of show off what they were doing. And that was cool. And I wasn't mad at it, because at the whole time, we got about 3/4 of the way through, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, we've been on this vamp for a while. Where are we going to come out of it, and how are we going to come out of it? And each time they did something different, and it didn't go on for so long that I went, okay, we've been here for 2 minutes now. Let's move on. That never happened. I think we were on the vamp for a grand total of maybe 30 seconds or something like that. It didn't stick around long. What was really entertaining for me, though, was how they would switch things up during this whole 10-minute long ride. Switching things up, meaning they would stay in the same chordal progression. They would stay in the C. We never had a key change. We never had a time signature change. We never even had a feel change. It stayed the same tempo the whole time. But we would have these entrances and exits of voicings to freshen things up, to get the listener reinvested again. Like, for example, coming out of that first vamp section, right? I predicted we were going to come out of this one of two ways. The drummer was going to do some kind of a fill, or the vocals were going to do something to signal, hey, we're leaving the vamp section, we're moving on. Well, I was kind of right. I was halfway right. The piano player started it, and then the drummer finished it. So that was cool. I liked that. I liked what they did there. And then everybody came out. Everybody left, except the drummer and the bass player. And then the piano player left so we could hear that guitar player. The guitar was there. The guitar was there the whole time, but we couldn't hear it because the piano player was overtaking it, unfortunately. But once the piano player left, you could hear the guitar coming in with those little 2-note accents. So that was really nice. Piano comes back in, takes over again. But we constantly have moments like that where we had vocals and voicings, piano, and horns. We had horns in there every once in a while coming in for some little accents in the background. That was nice. But we constantly had voicings being added and taken out, and added and taken out, all in various places, keeping things fresh, keeping it moving. And I absolutely appreciated that. The ending. Okay, now listen, I know a lot of people might get turned off by the ending. And I'm gonna be honest with you folks, normally, I would be turned off with an ending like that went on for a long time. Let's be honest, that ending went on for a while, okay? But I liked it. I did like it. I liked how they did it. They really understand how to build up that suspense. Again, utilizing entrance and exits of voicings. Just when the vocals were starting to get just a tiny little bit stale, in comes the piano to help reinforce, Vocals come out, piano takes over, piano comes out, vocals come back in to, take over where it left off again. And we stayed up on that 5 for a while, didn't we? Yes, we did. And the whole time sitting there going, the anticipation's killing me, guys. Come on, let's resolve this already. And once we did get the payoff, once we did get that resolve, that release happened, and it felt good. It really felt good. Did they do that for a little too long? If I'm being honest, I think they did, by quote-unquote letter of the law, take that for what it's worth. Maybe they did hold us on the 5 for just a couple seconds too long. Okay, fine, whatever. But I think it just made the release that much more enjoyable. So I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. I thoroughly enjoyed it. This was a very fun, entertaining listen. I would absolutely listen to this again. Will I listen to this on the regular? Will I add this to any playlists? I don't know. I want to be honest with you guys, and I want to say yes, but if I'm being honest, guys, I don't think so. I think this was a fun listen, and every once in a while, I wouldn't mind popping this on while I'm working on something and listening to it. The problem is, if I try to get any work done listening to this song, one of two things has happened. One, I'm going to put work aside and just enjoy the song. Or two, I'm going to get so caught up in the tempo and the feel and the pacing of the song, the next thing I know, I'm going to finish my work that would normally take me 10 minutes. I'm going to finish it in like 2, because it's going to push me and push me and push me. So I don't know. I don't know, but I don't think it's going to go on a playlist, but I did enjoy it nonetheless. So yeah, 8.8, I feel good with that score, and that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have an 8.8, which is a great scale rating, 4 to 5 stars, and an A letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, that did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.